If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Pizza.
Donuts.
Chocolate.
What is happening?
Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, let's not get into that. Well, let's get into it.
First of all, let's just talk about the fact that you already eat pizza every single day of your life.
Bruh. I was gonna
It's
say
not my
pizza.
fault that my dad owns a pizza restaurant, so I get everything for free.
Wow, you're so
Dang.
privileged.
No, but if you didn't know,
Check
I've
your
been on a
privilege.
diet, so
Check
I've
your
been eating
privilege.
salads. Okay, so
Salads?
yes,
Salads are for girls.
I am a girl.
Just kidding. That's actually a quote from one of our friends. He says he doesn't eat salads because salads are for girls.
Salad.
Plot twist.
Whoa.
That friend is for us. It's like, no.
Dude, I'm a feminist, bro. Chill.
Really?
We were just talking about that before this podcast started. What'd you say?
I said donuts.
Dang. Donuts.
That'd be
Every
too
day?
much.
I used to love donuts, and I used to eat it every day. But if it was like practical, I'd say burritos.
Burritos.
Burritos are nice.
Yeah.
That's gassy stuff.
And you chocolate. You just
Chocolate.
chocolate
Dude,
monster.
that's
Oh.
that could be worse.
I could eat that for every meal.
What chocolate though?
What chocolate?
Or does it matter?
Like, what's your favorite chocolate?
Are you allowed to eat any type of chocolate, and are you allowed to eat any type of pizza?
See, you're one of those people that like
Ooh.
over investigates the question, and I'm not a fan of that.
I'm a
So
fan.
I'm gonna
I
cut
like
you
it.
off
Yeah.
right
Go ahead.
there.
Shims.
What,
What kind of?
what type of donut? Like any donut?
Chocolate glazed with sprinkles
Oh damn, that's
specifically.
very specific.
every day.
See, see, you played yourself. If you have the option of donuts, you have to have the variety.
I mean, yeah, but that's why I asked. Like, would you eat any chocolate? And if it
See,
was
But you asked the question and made the rule.
okay, then I'll have any donut. Like, all right.
I actually don't
But if-
even want pizza every day. I just.
But
it
I
was
want to
easy.
know the
You'll always have
specificity
pizza.
of like what kind of chocolate you dig that you'd want it every day.
Bro, it's chocolate, okay?
Well, yeah,
I
no,
eat
it makes
I eat
sense
chocolate
because-
every day anyways.
Say for example, you could
At
have
least,
any
like,
pizza.
4
At least
times
I
a
could
day.
have chicken on my pizza. That way I get protein.
Protein.
All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of Strange Flavors. It's another week, another flavor, a little less stranger. This is brought to you by Alif Theory. My name is Faros.
My name is Shimmer.
My name is Amber.
If you don't know by now, we are on YouTube. This last episode was recorded by Amber. If it has flaws in it, that is why.
Yes,
her.
I have. I'm just learning. So.
But no,
leave me
just
alone.
kidding. She did a good job, and people are liking it so far. If you haven't subscribed to us, please subscribe to us. It would help us out. Thank you very much. And like us on Facebook. The Facebook is good time. Twitters. Anybody has tweetings?
Yes.
Tweetings.
You have a tweetings?
I do the tweetings.
Follow us on Twitter. We're Strange Flavors _. All these links are in the description. And leave
so
us a
are
review. So are ours. You can tweet at us too. And follow us or subscribe to us on the podcast app. And leave us a review because it helps us out.
Why are you struggling?
Because I'm being held hostage.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, this week, Shimmer and I are performing at University of Maryland on Thursday. Okay, at 7 o'clock in Stamp, the Colony Ballroom. Come out if you're in the DMV. All right.
Hey.
If you're in around the DC area, do that. If you're in the Baltimore area, we're performing at Towson University on Friday at 7 o'clock as well. That will be Towson University West Village Ballroom. These are also in the description, so check us out if you can.
Come through.
Thanks so much, guys. Did you? I already started laughing, but this is not funny. This is not funny. Did you guys hear?
Why are you laughing?
What's going on?
Watch it be
It's
something
not funny.
super sensitive.
Well, it is.
Oh God.
The Pakistani girl that
This is not
killed-
funny.
I know.
It's not
But-
funny.
But
Oh.
why are you laughing then?
Because you're laughing.
Because it's kind of bizarre.
It's so weird.
What
So-
happened?
So this Pakistani girl, right? She lives in like a village where traditional arranged marriage is still like a huge thing.
Right.
In these like poor places that they still do it, the practice, and some girls like retaliated. They don't like it, and so this one girl, she was not having it, and she felt like there was no other way to get out of it besides killing her husband. How did she decide to kill her husband? She was gonna poison her milk,
His
right?
milk, yes.
So she adds the poison in the milk, and the husband's like, nah, like I ain't gonna drink this milk. I'ma make a lassi.
No, the
of the
mother-in-law made lassi.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, the mother.
Oh, so she took the milk. She saw it.
and she made lassi out of it for 27
Las-
people.
las-
So
Lassi
lassi
is
is a yogurty
yogurt
drink,
and milk, yeah.
yogurty sweet drink
It's
in
like
South
milk
Asia.
with more water.
Yeah, and it's like Danimals. If you've ever had Danimals as a kid, that's
More watery though.
More water.
more watery. But they took actually the Danimals. They took some,
Stole the formula.
they took it from the Indias and Pakistans.
Okay.
And they put it in the Danimal drink and they sell it to the school lunches. That's what happened. So, anyways, yeah, they make the lassi, the yogurty drink, right, out of the milk with the poison in it,
Right.
and they give it out to all the family members. And
27 in particular.
That was 17.
I thought it was 18.
But there's a lot, and there's
Check your facts.
no. I heard it was 27 people that died, right?
Okay, so
That was the
report just came in that the number has risen. There's been 27 lassi
Let me
attacks.
just
since
check
these-
while this is happening.
27. No.
Okay, this is not funny, but kind of is. So these they made lassi out of it, and it poisoned all those people, and like 18 plus people died
That's crazy.
from that family, and now she's like,
I'm sorry. It kills 17, but then it poisons more that were in the hospital. I'm sorry about that.
yeah,
That
okay,
was
so
right.
and there were kids, but the really sad part is there was kids.
There's
involved,
kids involved. Yeah.
which is
sad.
like really really sad. But like, bro, like you were in this situation, you felt like you had to kill the dude.
Mm-hmm. Which I get it. If, say you're like
This
stuck
is
in, I don't
bad.
get it, but she felt like she had to get out of it. The problem that I had though, and did you read the whole report?
Yeah, I read it.
Did they say where she got the poison from?
I don't know. Not in.
Okay,
Not in what I read it on
wanna double
WBL.
check. I want to double check, but as it was coming,
Craigslist.
someone said that
Yeah, but
that
where are they
it was like
getting all
from
this
her
poison?
boyfriend from before the marriage.
Oh no, Amber, you're okay.
Oh,
see,
now
you are the
that's a
fake
movie
news.
plot. Yo, this could be a TV show.
They're just trying to get you with that.
What if
quiz.
it's
Come
a
on.
Pakistani drama?
Come on,
Spawns out of this.
it's
Fun.
about to be. There's always a Pakistani drama for everything. Come on, Amber, don't be that. Like you're gonna make a next story about it.
she's gonna make a drama.
Come on.
I don't know. I was hanging out with my friend yesterday, and she said that, but I'm gonna keep checking.
Your sources
No.
are.
No.
Wrong!
I'm reading on the Washington Post right now.
You're doing wrong things.
No. I'm reading on the Washington Post.
Washington
Desperate
Post?
to get out of the arrangement, Bibi went to her boyfriend, Shahid Lashari, who gave her poisonous substance, according to the local police chief.
They could have just.
And they
ran-
mixed the poison in the milk, and he gave it to the husband, but he refused to drink it at some point. The
Shahid?
mother-in-law used it to make lassi.
Shahid, you
Is
did
her
a very
husband still
bad
alive?
thing.
Or
No, he
No.
died, right? He was part
No,
of the-
I don't know.
that would be a
I
biggest
still
plot
don't know.
twist. His whole family dies, and
With the
it's just
husband.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one she planned to.
No, that's.
But like the
That-
poison
that's
makes
t-
him
that's
like gives him
what-
superpowers, and he turns into a lusty man.
See, the thing,
Oh my
okay,
gosh.
this is like where it kind of gets me though, and I only realized this after me and my friend talked about it yesterday, that I get that she was in a weird situation, and like people are like, oh yeah, like fight against arranged marriage, but one, is the guy even at fault for the arranged marriage? Was it the girl's parents' fault? Is it just like the culture? Fine. But then she has this boyfriend from before the marriage, and he's the one who gave the poison. Like, I can't really say I'm for the. I'm
But this
really on
is
the
not
guy's side.
gossip TV.
It's not. I'm
You're
just saying
trying
that.
to spread the gossip.
No, this is a fact. She had the boyfriend from before she was married, and that boyfriend is the one who gave her the poison. And like to me, I find that like wrong.
Sounds like to me Amber was involved in this.
You know, I just make my occasional trips back to Pakistan. Just kidding, I haven't been there in 6 years.
Guys, sad story. Don't drink lassi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Because-
No. What?
No. Hear me out.
Test it.
Hear me out.
pH levels could be too high.
Lassi is not the move in the first place. It's good. It's tasty.
Oh yeah,
but
it's toxic in the bathroom.
bro,
Is that true? Isn't lassi supposed to be good for you?
listen.
What?
No.
In general,
No?
I found that like the more documentaries I watch on this, the less I am like wanting to drink milk. I pretty much drink milk like twice a day, like
Right.
once in the morning, once at night before I go to sleep. But like, milk is disrespectful to your body.
And milk is. I mean,
Protein.
it depends on if you're lactose intolerant. 'cause
No, it's not
I,
even
I handle milk
protein,
fine.
BS, like it doesn't even give you that much protein. It's not
Yeah.
that big. Like they.
No,
these
isn't it
people-
calcium?
These,
Did you talk about protein over
yeah,
here?
no, I mean like it's known for having protein too.
Oh,
Like chocolate
I'm
milk
the stupid
especially,
one then.
but
Gang.
yeah, like these dairy industry, they pay these doctors and all these schools to keep advertising
Right.
the whole milk thing, but like it's killing. Like, why are we? Think about it. Like, this is coming out of another organism.
Animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and we're like the only.
Who thought? Who invented it? Like, who was the first guy? It's like, yo, like
that milk.
Let me see what happens when I
forget
squeeze
about
this
its
cow right
calf.
here.
Let me just drink it myself.
I'm pretty sure humans have tried like almost everything.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. No.
Eggs
that's
are
true.
weird too.
No, I love eggs.
Eggs
I
are-
love eggs.
They're good.
They're not bad
So
for you,
good.
right?
I hope not. I feel like everything's bad for you. But like if you're
Except for
even
grass.
if you're vegan, no, like plants feel too apparently.
Wait, what?
Yeah, plants they
So the
cry
key-
when you cut the grass.
I'm
So the new option of living is as soon as you come out, just see how long you survive
And then die.
and then die.
Oh, so like a
Water,
day.
like don't drink water. Water has a little bacteria in it. All right.
Right.
Like they need to live too.
Mhm.
Guys, the point of this is
Don't eat.
You don't need
Don't
lassi.
drink.
You
I
don't
mean-
need milk.
No, you need.
You
milk.
don't need
Wait, stop.
Eggs.
Milk is great.
You don't need water.
Milk is.
You don't need
so-
to live.
Eggs are so yummy.
The point of living is to die. The quicker you can make it to heaven.
Frost, just continue on to the next topic, please.
That was my Shah Rukh Khan speech.
too much.
Do you know he talks like that?
He-
Like, we are not supposed to drink milk.
Oh, yeah.
The milk is from the cow. The cow is bad.
The power.
We have a very interesting guest on the show today. So the stranger today, his name is Eric Walther. I pronounced his name wrong during the podcast. Oops. He's like invests his time in so many different crafts. He does everything from skating to he's been in a band. He's a musician.
Living in a treehouse.
He lives in a treehouse. Like all
Photography.
like photography, and he's like really kind of closes out the rest of the world, but still is like
So engaged.
So engaged. It's crazy, but yeah, he's very unique person, and we were like hypnotized talking to him because it was
Yeah.
like, yo, you're so calm.
I was meditating while I was talking to him. Sorry.
Yeah, he's got an awesome outlook on life, but we're excited for you to listen to him too. So everybody, please welcome Eric Walther.
This is the first time I've ever driven to Baltimore, I guess. Although I've been to the airport like twice.
Oh, you never been to the harbor?
I've been down here, but I just got a car like last year, so.
Right.
And there's like usually no reason for me to leave Harford County or even Bel Air area.
How like far will you go, or like how much do you travel?
Hardly at all.
So mostly you're like in Bel Air.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the thing was, as soon as I got my car, like 3 weeks later, I started school, and I've been like pretty much busier than I've ever been.
You said you recently just got a car,
Yeah.
and you
Like-
you said you got your license at 40.
Yeah.
Right. What's
Yeah.
that about?
I just never wanted my license and
Wow.
never had it.
How'd you get around?
Yeah. Friends, parents.
Wow.
Like, for a long time, I didn't go out that much at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said, like, in that email I sent you guys, like, there were a couple winters where, like, I used to sell on the weekends at this flea market for commission. My friend had this used video game business, and it was outdoors, so it would wind up around, like, October and stuff. And, like, that would end, and I'd go home, and I'd be like, well, I don't have to go out now.
But like you picked up like
And,
a
like-
million different hobbies
Yeah, that's true.
in the midst
Like-
of that. So like, I mean, tell us like who is Eric Walther?
Yeah.
Well, it's Eric Walther with
Oh.
like TH, but
Walther.
Take an L
okay.
there.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I can't like answer it in a sentence.
Oh
you
my
know?
God,
I
this is
just-
like. Do you know the movie The Secret Life of Walter Mitty?
I've seen it, and I've heard you talk about it on the podcast, but I don't.
Talk about it like every.
I don't remember
The
enough
Secret
of
Life
it
of Eric Walther Mitty.
Eric Walther.
Walter Mitty.
Mitty.
because I have. I mean, like I have so much I like to do, and it
Yeah.
kind of changes. I mean, the thing with me is like, you have to do something all the time to be good at it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know? And for years and years when I was younger, that was like skateboarding. And then I got into a band, and that was great. But that like made the skateboarding suffer. And, you know, and now it's like I used to run all the time. Then I kind of got more into photography and hiking. And I'm
Wow.
like, well, now I spend like, and then I'd like hike, and then I'd find myself like coming home at like 4 and just like looking at my pictures the rest of the day, you know, cropping them or seeing which ones I want to delete it, which ones I want to keep. I mean,
And
Like-
right now, like, you live in a treehouse, or
I sleep in a treehouse. Yeah.
Whoa.
bro?
Tell us about
It-
that.
Yeah, like
This is what I'm saying. This man is like,
Yeah, because
It's
I see that
really-
he lives in a treehouse.
when did you make a treehouse?
he should
My-
be the new Dos Equis man. You know, the
Dos-
most interesting man in the world. Yeah, talk about your treehouse.
When I was maybe about 3 or 4, I asked my dad to build a tree house, and he didn't want to kill any trees, so he ended up making this like building up on stilts. So I guess it's about 10 by 12, and he put like a roof and the sides on it and everything. And I don't know how he ever found the time to do this, because like he was also remodeling our house, working full time, volunteering at his church a lot. But he kind of got it, you know, up, full roof, shingles, siding. We used to hang out in there when we were kids and have like sleepovers, and then as we got older, we'd like go out there and listen to music and stuff. And maybe about 12 years ago, I insulated all of it and really sealed it up good. And
So this is the same one since you were like 3 or 4,
yeah,
and you're how old now?
I am 41 now.
Wow.
And it's stuck
and,
around.
and you're
that
in the
long?
same one.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Dang.
a tree fell on it, and the whole thing is like shifted.
But it's still,
So,
it's still.
but
working.
it's still there. Yeah.
Do you
And so how high? How high is
It's-
it from the ground?
It's not very high. It's about maybe like 7 feet.
Okay.
Oh, not
So-
bad. Okay. And do you like conserve it? Do you like add TVs and flat screen TVs in there or no?
No.
Okay. What's in there?
I still just have a extension cord running out there. So like right now I have the heater, and since I started school, I'm not out there that much except for sleeping.
So you sleep there
so-
every night?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you have
Wow.
Wi-Fi in there?
Used to. It doesn't reach anymore. So
You should put a router out.
And
This,
like,
this guy should be vlogging.
Right. Why aren't you vlogging?
because he doesn't have
I don't-
Wi-Fi.
because I think it like takes too much time, and
But
I
you
mean, I'm
enjoy like capturing things.
yeah, but I'm sure all you guys can relate to like wanting to like live life and not just sit there like
Yeah.
reporting on it and, you know, taking a picture like this is what I'm doing now and this is what I'm doing now, you know.
So where do you like?
There's
Where do you put all of this stuff out, like your music and your photography? Is it for yourself, or do you post it? And...
well, the photography I do on Instagram,
Okay.
and that kind of got me like out of the hermit lifestyle just a little bit, because like, and the other thing too was, which I've always found online, like way back in the day with like MRIC chats, and then you know, like live journal and stuff. You just kind of can connect with people that are into the same stuff that you are. So
You have a live journal?
yeah.
How long ago did
It-
you make that? Because
I
like
don't know.
nobody
Yeah,
starts
like,
live journal now.
I mean, maybe
they had
like
one for like a really
yeah, like
long
maybe
time.
like 2000. I mean, I don't know the last time I updated it, and
Yeah.
then all the picture links are dead and stuff like that. But I mean, that's the thing is like now everything moves so quickly. You know what I mean? Like who has the time to read a live journal?
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
don't even have the time to look at Facebook.
I updated my
Like-
Flickr the other day, and he was making fun of me. He was like,
What are you doing on
"Yo, are you
Flickr?"
gonna post your aim next?" I just like to have it all in one place, like my best photos.
Sure.
How many? You said you take quite a few photos like every week. What was that
Like,
amount?
what's
Yeah.
that number?
Now that I've been really busy with school, it's dropped. But you know, if I can get like a day or two free, it's like no problem to take like 200 to 500 pictures in a day.
Wow.
I mean, you know, a lot of them are kind of like fractions of a second apart, and you know, but I try not to take too many like that because sorting through them is just too much of a hassle.
What do you think got you into like the whole hermit lifestyle, as you call it?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of it is just maybe my own temperament, and then too like being interested in things. Like, I mean, like I said, like everything I did, I would like get into it so hard. Like even like playing Pokemon. Like I didn't play Pokemon till I don't know, I was like 30. And
Like
you know,
the card game, not Pokemon Go.
No, the Game Boy games, like the
Oh, okay,
original
okay.
Game Boy games. And like I'd sit there and play that, like, you know, I'd be like, I'd have my day planned around, like, you know what, I'm gonna play it after breakfast. And but it's like, it's your brain gets in that space when you're working on something that, even something like that, you know, you get to that point where you're just like, man, like what could be better than sitting here like thinking my thoughts. Like usually with like video games, I'd have the sound turned down and be listening to like the radio or something like that, drinking coffee, you know, just kind of like not quite meditating, but you know, but
In the
but,
zone.
Yeah. And then usually you get to that point of like diminishing returns and you're like, man, like no matter how good I am at this, it doesn't like translate out into the real life, you know.
What is your mental state in that? Is it like, do you feel like you're wasting time, or you think you're being constructive, and like, are you pushing people out in any way?
I mean, I think you can waste time, but I think overall it's like constructive. I mean, I was doing stuff like that and drawing and reading comic books, like, but I wasn't doing other things like just like going out to eat and like watching TV, stuff like that. I mean, I'll like watch some shows here and there if they're like something really good, but I just never want to be doing something just because, I mean, I don't have a problem with being bored.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't want to do something just because it's there or, you know, it's habit.
Were you working during this time, or like how were you sustaining life?
I was working like here and there. So like
You said you worked a lot of different jobs.
yeah.
List them. Just list random things.
I worked at a Gap warehouse for a while, and that was like the most steady job. And then I was working like feeding horses. Like I said, doing commission sales with a video game business. But I haven't been working much like regularly.
And what was your, I guess, overall like goal in like life, I guess, while you're
See, that I guess that's part of it, is like I was kind of taking it like day by day. Wow. I mean, I don't know that I would have like said it like that, but yeah, I was kind of like at a standstill, and I don't know, in like good and bad ways, I guess, you know.
That's so dope though. Like
So-
if you can just like enjoy
Every day.
or like, you know, make use of like that bored time.
yeah.
Like you're not really bored. It
Yeah.
seems like you don't get bored
Yeah, I mean,
by
like,
yourself or anything, and I really really like that.
I would sleep like 5 or 6 hours at night because I was like getting up to do what I wanted to do.
That's awesome.
And there's this band, No Effects, that has this song called Thank God It's Monday. And that's how I used to feel when I worked on the weekends. Because like I'd work on the weekends, do really well. And then like Monday would be the best day because
Are we
everybody...
the same person?
Yeah, literally.
That I look forward to Mondays so much because
Like-
I work on the weekends.
Well, and the other thing too is like with Monday, everybody else is working. So like nobody's calling
The
you
best
trying to
one.
hang out. Like you can just be left alone, you know?
And you prefer that, being alone.
I used to, for sure. I don't know if that's true anymore. I mean, now I find myself volunteering to do all kinds of stuff at the school. And I mean, even something like this is like, you know.
Yeah, but that's
in the
different
past-
though. It's not like you're just hanging out with people just to hang out.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
You're,
But in
You're
the,
part in something.
like you're volunteering something, or like over here you're, you know, having an experience of being on a podcast and having like this
Yeah, but-
conversation.
in the past, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that sounds like it'd be cool, but, you know, that's going to be a really long drive, and
Oh, okay.
I got to get up early tomorrow, and, I mean, I'm not
Is there a condition
don't know.
for this? I feel like this is called something. Right?
depression.
No. No, is that, I mean,
Like-
Is
is
that
that
what
the
you
case
were?
for you?
I think, like, for some of the years, like, there was definitely something going on, because, like,
Uh-huh.
why am I so different now, you know? Like, you know, like, when you're home and just kind of living in your own world and making the best of it, I mean, I don't know how I would like even something like photography and stuff, like I don't know how I would have gotten into that if I had been spending more time like doing other things.
But it doesn't sound like you were, like the way you're describing it is like day by day and you're looking forward to just using the day. Because a lot of people, what they do is like they end up watching TV the whole day or end up playing video games. But you literally
so they're not stressed
decided,
anymore. Yeah.
yeah, you literally decide like, okay, today I'm gonna play.
Well, yeah,
Pokemon.
and I don't want to make it sound like it was all video games. So like, I was like really into drawing and
And
then-
running too, apparently.
yeah, running was like a really good thing. I mean,
It's like, how many miles a week did you run?
I used to run like pretty consistently between like 30 and 50.
Casey Neistat,
Literally.
vlogging status.
Wow. And so earlier, I guess in your life, you were skateboarding.
Yeah.
And would you say that was kind of like the start of creative sort of?
Oh yeah, because like, I mean, like back then, see, it was like trendy and kind of cool when I was like in 6th grade, and this is like 1988, and then by Christmas of that year, like everybody decided it was like lame and, you know,
Running?
no,
Or skateboarding,
skateboarding,
right.
skateboarding. Like, I mean, it's totally different now. I mean, now if you're in high school and you're a skateboarder, you know, you got girls throwing themselves at you and stuff like that. Like, people think it's cool. And the thing is it was really cool back then, you know, and you had like Thrasher magazine and like they were putting out all this art and bands and stuff like that. So like, but like as far as local, there was like nothing going on. And, you know, it kind of was like really looked down on around here. I mean, I don't know how many times like we got yelled at by like people that didn't want us to skate there, but just like peers too, you know?
Well, even
Like,
I don't know how bad it was when you were growing up at that age, but even when we were in middle school, that's when like there were a few skaters, but they started out with the tight pants, and
Yeah.
now tight pants are like, you know, rappers do it all the time. But
Right.
then it was like, you know,
Oh.
like being called gay and everything like that.
that's interesting because like when I was skateboarding, like hip hop was pretty big in the skateboarding scene, which was like the only kind of mainstream music that was big in the skateboard scene. Like everything else was like punk rock, you know, and like some Napalm Death and stuff like that. But you know, like back then we'd get like 30-inch waist or like 38-inch waist pants, you know, so we could have like baggy pants.
Wow. Do you still skateboard or
I do like here and there, but it's
trying
you
to go
know,
after this? I have my board in the car.
It's frustrating because like I can't do anything anymore but ride, you know. That's kind of, I mean, longboarding's good because you can just kind of hop on and just chill, but as far as like shortboard and doing tricks and stuff, I don't know. I mean, I still have the muscle memory, but I'm a little more cautious now too.
Are you like Amish at heart? Cause the whole treehouse thing, and then you said that you were like, you would write on a typewriter and.
Well, that was because like I didn't have a computer yet, you know, and like
Okay.
back then when we were doing zines, we were photocopying them at Office Depot to like put them out. So.
And you were where were you working in magazines back then?
Oh, it was just like for our own pleasure, I
Zines
guess,
are like
or like
fan-made
advertisement
stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you were just saying
So-
zine as like short for a magazine.
No, it's like, I mean, like, it was pretty big in the punk rock scene, like for different collectives and bands to like put out their own zines. Cause I mean, there was no internet back then. I mean, we were trading music on cassette tapes. And I mean, that continued like, you know, long into the days of MySpace and stuff like that too. But I don't know. I mean, I always thought like something like Facebook and all that might really make the scene like stronger, you know, but I don't know what happened. The scene just kind of dried up. I mean, that's from my like old man perspective too. I'm sure there's stuff going on, and like I don't really keep up with things, and if I find out about a new band, it's just from like some random place online, you know.
How are you adapting to like the whole internet revolution?
I like it. I mean, the internet kind of allowed me to really get into a lot of different things. Like, I've read like every X-Men comic from like #1 to like around 2010.
Wow.
And I like just read those like digital copies, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't advise doing that with any comic book, because like if you try to read everything, like there is crap in there that they just sold to like make money and all those like offshoot stuff. But
Yeah. I think about that with music a lot, because as soon as an album comes out, I listen to it right away on Apple Music. And I think about like back then when you have to pick and choose and be like, you know what, like I'm not going to take a chance on this. And if you don't buy the album, you're never going to hear it unless a few of the songs make it on the radio. But now it's like, I'm going to check out these albums regardless, and I'm going to hear like every single song and then pick out whatever I want. But everything, it's like you see and hear, whereas back in the day it was like really sort of exclusive.
yeah, I mean, we used to go down to Fells Point and like go shop around at the record store and the CD stores, and like, you know, back then you'd get an album and like you'd open it and look at the lyrics and all that. And plus I mean, there is something about downloaded music, which is usually free or close to free or throwaway basically, like, but when you buy something, you're like, oh, I gotta take a look at this and take care of it. And you know, like when I did start getting online, I like downloaded all the stuff I ever had, you know, and had it all on my iPod, and I thought that was awesome, because now I can carry it all around, where I used to like go out for the weekend with like a backpack full of tapes and CDs, you know.
So you don't really do that anymore? Like, I mean, I feel like there's a hipster culture with like buying cassette tapes and records, and I guess you don't do that anymore.
I sold a lot of my cassettes and stuff like that on eBay, because apparently everything I liked back in the day is like super popular now. So
It's probably worth a lot.
Does that annoy you? Because you were doing it way back, and now it's becoming a thing.
No, it doesn't annoy me, because like part of it was my own searching, but how much of it was just, you know, like from random people I met that had a connection to it, or, you know, so I wouldn't be interested in collecting stuff and put it on a shelf. And I guess the older I get, I'm like, I don't need it, especially if it's worth something. I'd rather have the money and just save it, you know. Like, plus it takes up space, like, and I'm trying to like narrow down my interests too, which I feel like is a good thing.
Take an interest in minimalism.
I don't know if I ever get to that point, but like I do love the idea, because like it's like when you go to an Airbnb or something, like it's just awesome, like living out of a suitcase, and with, you know, with having a laptop or something, it's not like you have to leave much behind, you know.
Right.
You can really do a lot out of that. So
I'm just going to mention one more time that you're very Casey Neistat, and you can make a lot of money off of just recording your whole day.
I don't know who that is.
Do you consider yourself wise with all these like different experiences and knowledge, I guess, in different fields?
No, I don't really think so. I mean, I feel like maybe one of the things I learned early on, like growing up, is kind of like trust yourself and just do what you like. Like life's too short. You gotta like, and the other thing is too, like right now I'm back in college and stuff, and I'm doing great and everything, but like, you know, when I did it before, I wasn't in that headspace at all. So
Why'd you decide
like,
to do it now?
Yeah.
And were you like reluctant?
I think I was definitely reluctant. It's so funny that you say that, because when I was talking about doing it, like, you know, kind of planning, and I'd like be like telling some people like, yeah, I think I might go back to school like next year. And I'm like, the whole time it feels kind of like in the back of my mind, like, am I really going to do that? Like, because if I'm not, I should shut the hell up, you know, because, you know, but.
You said you got accepted into nursing school, and you're going to start that soon?
Yeah, I'm starting that in
What
the
made you
spring
get into that?
semester.
Yeah, it's so different from like all your artistic endeavors.
Why nursing school?
I think for a few reasons. For one, it's like super practical, and it's not that uncommon for like people to be going into nursing or, you know, finishing up their education to become a nurse like in their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like I'm kind of at this time in my life where I want some stability and some health insurance. I mean, like, the thing with like creative things is like, you're going to have to do all your creative work and most likely find a successful way to market it and make enough at it that you can like buy insurance and stuff. When I didn't have insurance, I had some dental stuff and I broke my wrist, and like for what I ended up spending on that, you know, I could have bought like the nicest new car.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. So with I think like part of it's like getting older too. My dad had an illness a few years ago, and I was kind of helping kind of keep an eye on him and a little bit with, you know, just minimal care. And my mom's a nurse. So I think that kind of like, it's kind of like, I feel like with warehouse jobs and some of those other jobs, like there's definitely nothing against them, but I was like, I want a job where like when I'm there and all the like social drama and like environments like getting on your nerves, you can still be like, well, at least this work is like super important,
Right.
you know?
So have you ever tried to like use all of your art to make it like, I mean, I guess in ways you have done that, but like putting it on Etsy or something, like just...
No, 'cause I mean, like, I've thought about that since I started school. Is like, you know, if I took this like tunnel vision and applied it to business with my own stuff, like, could I have made a go of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have the structure, you know?
Well, do you think that going to school can give you that?
For
No.
creative stuff, or
No. Okay, I know you're going to say no. But like you're saying that since you started going back to school that like you could see how if you put a business spin on all of your artwork, cuz I feel like I just took a look through all your art stuff and I feel like if it was on like a canvas or something, people would pay like decent money for something like that. So that's why I'm asking.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
school though, like you don't need school to make an
don't.
Etsy account.
No, you definitely don't.
Am I right?
No, you definitely don't. But he said it took him like when he was going to school that if he applied business to it, that he could do it. So I'm just asking if he ever considered just putting all of his artwork on Etsy. And the thing about like those other places that when after people put in an order and pay for it, you have time to get it together and then send it out. Stuff like that. Just wondering.
Yeah, it's something I'd consider, but I mean, right now, I'm just so busy with school. Like, and I guess that's the other thing too, is like whatever, my whole life, like whatever I do, I want to be like doing it the best I can pretty much. So with school, like even when some of it gets frustrating, I still like want to do the best I can at it. So I put the time in.
Can you explain when you said you wrote to us? You said that you never felt quite right in life, but you're comfortable in like abnormal situations.
Oh yeah, like so that would just be like, I don't know. I mean, I was very insulated I mean, you could say I'm very insulated my whole life, but especially like elementary school, we had like 30 kids maybe in each grade. So even going to middle school was like a big shock. And like, you know, people, you know, it's kind of like, oh, like everybody out there is not your friend, you know? So like, I think the older I got, and then especially with like doing stuff like skateboarding and listening to the music it was kind of like not at all mainstream. And in some cases, like, you know, like people like actively disliked it. I just kind of always felt out of place. And I mean, it's like, so because I'm out of place wherever I am, like it doesn't matter where I am, you know? So sometimes if I'm out of state, it's like, okay, well, I feel like right at home.
Out of state, you know? Physically like, or mentally?
Physically.
Okay.
That was another job I did, was I worked with Disney on Ice.
Oh, snap.
Whoa.
Yeah, selling snow cones. So every week they like go to a different city, and so you're with like a bunch of transient people too, and like, you know,
Wait, so you were traveling like across the country?
Yeah.
Wow.
Was that is that a major shock to you then? Because you said you would live.
No, it wasn't, because I kind of like wanted to get out of here, and they like they plan all the travel time, and like they buy all the tickets and all that kind of stuff, set up your hotel and all that. So like in some ways, you know, like you really didn't have to buy much except for your food, and you're usually like where your hotel is in walking distance, which for someone like me who doesn't drive, you know, that's like better than I get up at home, because everything's about 10 miles from where I live.
You seem like very like open-minded for somebody who, especially in Bel Air, Maryland, where it's like so many when I think of people that are just kind of like have always grown up in that same area, especially when it's a very like conservative type of area, it's not as much like open-minded. They get very like culture shocked in like sort of a negative way. Mm-hmm. But you're like down to do anything, and you're like very like immersive in different people's cultures. I've seen like you're always participating in everything like that. What made you that way?
I'm not sure. I mean, I've kind of wondered that, because like I feel like some of it is maybe like education as I've gotten older, like just reading and stuff like that. I mean, some of it might be like open-minded teachers I had when I was a kid.
Is it movies and music at all, or?
Yeah, but definitely I was already on that track, but yeah, definitely like music. I mean, a lot of the older punk rock stuff like really had a message behind it. And that was kind of what got me into it. But I remember even when I was like a young kid, kind of like hearing things like at church and stuff that were like mean or like racist, and I'm like, you know, it's hypocritical. Like it's not right. Like, so what's the right thing, you know? Like,
not tiki torches.
Yeah, not tiki torches.
And what's your relationship with nature? Like, is that does that go with any sort of philosophy or spirituality that you look at in life?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe just like the thing about nature is like you just go out, it's there. So even things like skateboarding, that's not very natural, because you have to have like some kind of man-made structure to use it, and then all the equipment and all that stuff. So I mean, like the thing about skateboarding, I always thought it was like magic, watching people like flip the board and all that kind of stuff. So, but like with hiking, it's very basic. You're just putting one foot in front of the other. And sometimes, you know, I do feel like, you know, do you need the camera to enjoy it? I mean, personally, I kind of do. Like, I don't want to miss something, and I can like see a better view.
Yeah, but your camera like captures that moment.
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
Freezes it forever.
Like a lot of people are like, "Yo, put the camera down. Like, enjoy this." I actually enjoy via like my cameras and stuff.
Yeah, and like some people are like, "Oh, like you listen to music when you run?" I do sometimes. They're like, "You listen to music when you run?" And like, okay, but I'm running. Like, I spent like 30 hours outside this week, so what does it matter if I'm like listening to music for 5 hours when you watch TV for 5 hours today?
Yeah,
you know, like
it's not like you're wasting time listening to music if you
just gotta enjoy everything like the way you want to, you know.
Do you get mad?
Oh yeah,
I can't imagine you getting
I know
mad.
he's
I
just
know,
like
lots-
just
Very
go with the
zen.
you're so
lots
like
of
go with the
people
flow
say
type.
that.
You meditate?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe like when I'm like doing whatever I want to do, that I mean, I do think
Like subconsciously
that's kind of
you're
meditation.
meditating?
I used to read a lot of books too, like not just comic books, but
Growing up, what frustrated you? Was there anything that frustrated you? Like people's asses, like how they thought of you?
People's what?
Aspects, I guess.
I guess maybe like people at school and stuff like that, like just kind of being like stuck up and snobby and cliquey.
And
Did you have a rough time in school?
I wouldn't say rough, like, you know, a little bit of bullying here and there. And
how'd you cope with
like-
like stress and frustration growing up, I guess?
The board.
like,
man.
yeah,
The board,
Yeah.
video games. comics and stuff?
Definitely like skateboarding and stuff like that, because you know, like there's certain things that you can do, and it's just like, man, like nobody can touch me when I'm doing this. So definitely skateboarding. When I got a bit older, I'd like be drinking and stuff like that too. And it's funny because I always thought of it as like self-medication, like, and I think a lot of my friends did as well.
Like alcohol or just any weed and
alcohol.
Okay,
like,
that's interesting. Because usually it'll be like marijuana. People will look at it something like that,
like
but
a self-medicating thing.
yeah.
Well, alcohol too. I mean, like the thing with alcohol is like
It's depressing.
that. Yeah, but if you drink enough, like it actually like takes, you know, obliterates you, like, you know.
Oh, maybe
but
we should try it out.
I mean, I don't recommend it.
No.
Like it's
No, just kidding.
at least not for extended periods.
What is your personal philosophy on life? I know
Let's
that's
hear
like
it.
a bit.
Let's
it's
hear
a big
it.
one, but like I need to know for you. We don't ask everybody this.
I don't
If
know.
you have a couple of things that you live by, what are they?
I guess, you know, like, be honest. I guess a lot of it for me is like, are any of you guys familiar with like Ayn Rand and her philosophy, kind of like selfish? Like, so basically, so like for me, when I'm honest, like it's, I want to be like honest and truthful, but on the other, it's also because like I'm not going to be embarrassed by like being caught in a lie, you know? And so like, and everything I do, I feel like it doesn't matter like what I'm doing, like to some extent I want to do it, right? So might as well like accept that and own it, you know? Like, am I only here to like be on a podcast, or like I knew it was going to be a good experience for me, you know? So like, and even with like stuff I do at school, like sometimes I'll get really busy and be like, why am I doing all this? And I'm like, well, you know, then I also get other opportunities because of that. So
Nice. Very nice. Any final thoughts for anybody listening that you want to put out there? Or if you have anything out, if you're on Instagram, you put your Instagram or anything out there?
yeah, you can follow me on Instagram on at Funginus. It's FUNGANDUS.
What's that mean?
When I started the Instagram, it was just going to be mainly like my Lego creations and my artwork and stuff like that. And I have a comic strip called Funginus. And it's kind of like...
What does that mean?
There's there's a school of martial arts, and Sensei It's Fung is the like main instructor, and then he's kind of got some like students, and they kind of like are a combination of like, I guess like different aspects of myself, you know, kind of like a way of like poking fun at things, and just kind of like a spoof of like maybe like anime and stuff like that. But
It's Fong. His name's Fong.
Fung, Fung.
So Fong in us is like the.
It's like
the students.
Fung, yeah, Fung and us.
Oh.
Are we talking
Yeah.
to Eric right now or Fong?
You're talking to Eric, like, but
Because he's got the Lego in his head right now.
Well-
What if it's like a chip? Think about that.
Recording device?
Yeah.
like if you look at the comic, like there's Fung, and then there's a character based on me called Tattered Amelian, and both of them have dreadlocks and a
Based
beard.
on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa. So you have like your own comic.
Yeah, but I mean,
Did you ever have
Yeah, I
dreadlocks?
did I have what?
Dreadlocks? You said that
Oh yeah.
you did?
Oh.
Yeah, twice I had dreadlocks that were like this long,
He's pointing to like
Yeah.
his chest.
and I still have some on my Optimus Prime helmet.
There's
I'm
just
trying to
so
imagine you
much.
with dreads right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
I feel like there needs to be a second part.
We need to
I mean-
just like do a whole. Can I vlog for
Yeah.
you? Is that
Yeah.
I
okay?
feel like I mean
follow
I
you
feel
around
like
for a week. Can we follow you around for a week?
you could. I mean, at some point.
Shimmer, you want to ask him the last question?
All right. If you could describe yourself in a flavor, what flavor would it be and why?
I don't have anything for that, and I should have known it was coming after listening to the other podcasts.
Fungus.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
A flavor of ice cream or a flavor of anything?
Any flavor of
Oh,
any flavor.
if it's anything, I'm gonna pick garlic.
Okay, why?
Partly just because I love it. Like, I started eating some of it more for like, you know, the supposed like health benefits, but
Like more than
like-
your food.
But why are you garlic?
why am I garlic? Because I eat so much of it, it like permeates me, and
You are what you eat.
and it's just kind of like.
What about
maybe,
garlic speaks to you?
Maybe because it's kind of like it's underappreciated, even though it's
Whoa.
often used. You know.
Ah.
Garlic,
I mean, like-
that's so facts.
Yeah.
Garlic is so underappreciated.
This is very true.
I mean, I feel like the people that do appreciate it, like, you know, they like put it in everything, or they really know how to use it. I don't. I just
like
cut it.
garlic only ever gets hate,
yeah.
but when it's needed, nobody's like,
Nobody's
whoa,
standing
like
there for
garlic
it.
made that happen.
Yeah.
And like you know, if I like feel, especially like at school, like people are coughing all around me, I have no qualms. Like, I opened my cooler the other day in the library, and the smell just wafted out. I'm like,
What?
I don't know. I
Well,
like
do you just
eat
have
it.
garlic in it cooler? Like, are you chewing garlic?
Well, with my lunch, yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait,
And
like
I
chunks of
usually-
it, or like
Yeah,
in your
usually
food?
chunks.
Dang.
Wait,
like
you eat
spicy.
chunks of garlic.
But you eat it like after you're chewing up other food, so that way like it doesn't burn the hell out of your tongue.
I'm confused. You're chewing
Raw.
Like
raw garlic
Like, I cut the garlic up into little slices,
Oh, I've seen that before.
but
and just
They
stick
do
it on your
that.
tongue.
They put that with sushi too.
yeah.
the
no,
thing is,
they do.
Yeah, they do.
No, that's like.
Oh, that's
not-
ginger.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I
bad.
like that too.
No, but I've seen the little like
Something like
garlic
that.
pieces somewhere. I don't know where, but
and but the thing is, like, say you're eating a slice of pizza, right? And you bite through some garlic, and then take that next bite of pizza, and it does taste like better.
Huh.
Like,
Garlic man. Eric Walther, the Garlic Man. Thank you so much for being on this podcast. I'm still
yeah,
like,
thanks.
I feel like I'm levitating after this.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So much.
I mean, I
learned.
feel like I've been talking for like 5 minutes, so
Yeah,
like,
but it goes by so quick.
yeah.
But it's just like your personality is like crazy.
Yeah.
It's like taking up the whole room.
I want to know more.
Well, guys, thank you for listening to another episode of Strange Flavors. Make sure to subscribe to us on the podcast app. If you're watching on YouTube, what's up?
What's up?
Eric, say what's up to that camera right there.
What's up?
Yeah, and make sure you subscribe. All right, this has been another week, another flavor, a little less stranger. See ya.
You've got this strange effect on